Hi, and welcome to another edition of Fitness Presence. Today we're going to work on every aspect of fitness as we always do, but we're also going to emphasize 4 different areas, 4 different ways of creating resistance as we move through our work. So we'll do strength training, we'll do cardio, do flexibility. The whole thing's going to take us 15 minutes, so that's pretty awesome. Let me go ahead and set my timer here so I can stay honest and true to that. But I want you to start off with your feet about shoulder width apart. And again, everybody's doing this on their own level of fitness, your own range of movement, your own flexibility. So let's start up real high. And the first thing we do is get body awareness and breath work, right? So we're gonna start up nice big breath, come down, just begin to get aware of your body as you move through space. Anytime you're moving in this forward plane, like I'm coming at you or away from you, that's known as a sagittal plane. So breathe big, exhale, pull down. So right now there's very little resistance. The resistance that is being placed in there, we've got some gravitational resistance in the legs, a little bit of what I call antagonist resistance in the arms. I'm trying to make it a little more difficult than normal to pull through the range of movement, but initially, what we're trying to do is just start to warm the body up and get through ranges of movement. Ultimately, we're going to make sure we're going to all the edges of our range of movement. But while we're warming up, we don't have to get that crazy with it. Breathe out, breathe in. That's all on the sagittal plane. Anytime I'm coming out like this, or we're coming out like this too, this would be a sagittal movement. See, we're still in that same plane of movement. Losing my balance a little bit there. Up. As I will remind you frequently, losing your balance is actually what you should be doing a little bit during your workout if you're trying to work on balance. Imagine that if you're not losing your balance a little bit, then you're not really expanding your balance. So just do 4 of these. That's 3. We're going to pull through and do the 4th all the way through. Now think about pulling up with your arms. Your shoulders are pulling up, and feel a little bit of resistance. Start to add a little more resistance in the muscles that pull your arms down. These are the serratus anterior right through here. Your lats pull down some. So we're moving in that area. Let's switch sides so we stay balanced. Crescent lunge, our feet are, the more tight your feet are, the more of a balance challenge it is. The wider you get, the less of a balance challenge. So if you want to challenge your balance, just find the space that's right for you. And then again, we're going to come down into a crescent lunge and then lift back up again. Now think about pulling with resistance. You're almost thinking about pulling down almost as if you're doing a chin up right through here. And then you're going to press through with your triceps and then lift back up using your shoulders, your deltoids, lifting all the way up, fighting the serratus anterior and coming back down again. So everything we've done so far has been on this one sagittal plane. Now we're going to do sideways, what's known as the frontal plane, and go side to side. I want you to reach over and imagine that you have a big wheel in your hand. And as you roll to the side, you're going to turn the wheel and turn your body down. At the beginning, we're not going to go with a ton of resistance, but I want you to start to feel your legs push from one side to the other. A little bit of a battle between your legs. One's pushing against the other as you move from side to side. And you're making it a little more difficult to move your arms through that range of movement. And then you're going to come back out again. Pull through, your body's upright. And then you're coming to the side. We're leaning in toward the leg with the bent knee. And so we're going to come to the opposite side, see the bent knee, then we're driving that other leg straight and leaning. Again, we'll do one more. All the way over. Now as you come back, we're going to reverse it. We're going to lean away from the bent knee. And then we're going to flip that and lean away from the bent knee. Now I want you to really begin to think about pulling with upper body resistance. So you're adding resistance, making it much more difficult. This form of resistance is what we call antagonist resistance. It's called antagonist resistance because we always have primary movers that are moving our body in the direction that we want to go. And the antagonist muscles are really the ones that protect us from overextending. Usually they're relatively relaxed in the movement unless we intentionally engage them. And so that's what we're doing here. We're intentionally engaging the antagonist muscles to pull through that range of movement. I'm going to do a rotation now. This is transverse range. So imagine you're inside that same wheel, but we flipped it sideways. And now you're going to pull it around your body, get a decent crescent lunge and a rotation. So as you come down, you're going to feel a decent stretch in the hip flexor, which is right here, and the piriformis, the back of your butt. You'll also feel a nice twist in your obliques. And then as you extend your arms coming around, press them out and feel your biceps resisting the extension of your arms, which is powered by your triceps. And then as we come back through, you're going to turn it around, and now your biceps are going to slightly overpower your triceps and pull it back in. And again, now we're stretching the other hip flexor, the other piriformis, and pull it all the way around. Extend your arms. Feel that resistance as you're moving through the range of movement. We're going to up the ante a little bit, start to increase the resistance so it's even a little more difficult. And then press it out. Really begin to feel like you're moving through like drying cement. And it's not simple to move any longer, right? We got a decent warm up already. Now we're coming through, and we're going to pull it all the way around and come back in. Now what I'd like you to do is take your hands, place them together, then press them into one another and reach all the way up over your head. We're going to go back to the sagittal plane, which means we're coming straight back down. Feet are pressed forward, your butt's going to come back. And I want you to pull with your arms like a lever. So you're using your lats to pull your arms down, and you're using your shoulders to resist that pull. And then as we push up, think about pressing your knees out and then drive your hips out and elongate your spine. So first thing you're doing is you're driving your elbows really high, and then you're going to get a bit of a stretch. And you're going to come back out of that, and we're going to bring that back down again. But again, the legs are doing gravitational work, right? We're working against gravity. The arms are actually doing work in isokinetics, which is very similar to isometrics, except that it moves, so the angle of the resistance changes. We're pulling it all the way through. So the truth is that we have isokinetic resistance in the press with one arm against the other. We also have antagonist resistance right now, resisting the arms coming down. So again, the press is in, that's a lot of chest. The antagonist is lats and shoulders, and then the gravitational is feeling the work with your quads and your glutes. Now, if we make it harder to stand, we're going to be pulling down with our hamstrings at the same time. So now you're pulling down as you're pushing up. You're driving your arms up. We're going to be pressing our hips forward, elongating the spine with driving the elbows high. So you feel like a good stretch in your lats right here. Then as you push forward, you're going to elongate your spine, elongate it so you're not collapsing. And then you're going to come forward. And so there, we're actually using 3 different types of resistance simultaneously. Gravitational, isokinetic, and antagonist. I'm going to introduce one other form of resistance. Promised you 4, I'll give you 4. This one is, I call it frictional resistance. And so this is where you're going to grab your body and pull across it. So right now, I'm taking my hands and I'm allowing my arms to stretch through that range of movement as they grab onto my forearms, then my arms, and now you'll get into antagonist resistance. And then as you come up, and your arms come close enough, again, press the hands into the forearms and push that together and then pull it back apart. So that's frictional resistance. This is going to be antagonist resistance as you pull through here, and you're dropping down into gravitational resistance and resisting coming up with antagonist resistance. We can do anytime you come across your body and you use pressing against your body to create resistance, it's frictional resistance. So you can push all the way around your body and create friction as you're pushing your hands into your core, all the way around. And so we're forcing the body, pressing against the body with our arms and creating additional resistance. So right now it's like we're pulling into our bodies all the way around. One of the things I love about frictional resistance is it acts as a also like self massage. So if I were to do frictional resistance into my leg, when you were to join me, we could press down into our quads and pull up and feel ourselves really giving our thighs a really nice little massage right here, pushing down, but you're also feeling that resistance in your arms as you push into your legs. You can go deeper and pull against your calf as you pull your body down and press down. So this is frictional resistance as you move across your body all the way through. Let's switch sides. Do a little self-massage on the opposite leg. Drop it in, press into the quad, and then pull back. You may reach underneath and pull on your hamstring. Then press back into the quad and pull. And again, if we want to go long, we can reach all the way down our calf, pressing down. So when you're pressing down, that's a tricep extension. And then you're pulling up. So let's do the whole leg, right? Press down into the quad, and then press all the way down to the calf, reaching forward, get a good stretch, and then pull it back and pull against wrap your hands around your leg and squeeze that. So you're getting grip strength simultaneously with a nice little massage, and then stand back up again. Open wide. So as we open wide, this is antagonist resistance. Good, we've done some strength training here. What I want to do is get a little bit into more flexibility and challenging those ranges of movement. So it's going to look very similar. We're going to do a lot of the same stuff. So we're pulling over, but now what I want you to do, since we're a little more warm, is I want you to reach up as long as you can and then arch your body down and feel that twist in your body. Now feel the middle of your core leading out. You're pressing one leg into the other, so there's resistance in your leg, and your core is battling, and then your arms are also battling. You probably noticed that I move very slowly in these. The slower I go, the more I'm able to add real strong resistance and really increase body awareness. And one of the things that this type of exercise does for you, it really increases your body awareness. So you become aware of every part of your body. Lay your head down, pull it across. Now you're pulling with your lats. You're lifting the other arm with your shoulders. You're coming all the way across your core. One side's leading and pulling the other, and the other is resisting. And then you're pressing one leg into the other, coming all the way across and reaching out. So let's do that, and let's do a rotation all the way around. So this is going to be antagonist resistance, coming all the way through. We'll do a couple of antagonist resistance, one each way, and then we'll do some isokinetic resistance. Pull all the way around, press one leg into the other, all the way through. Keep it moving, drop in. Now you're probably noticing you have greater flexibility in that hip flexor than you did at the beginning, right? Now let's grab one hand against the other and pull that all the way around. So now you're doing isokinetic. And again, we can see that we can really create an unlimited amount of resistance. If we want to just pull as hard as we can, one arm against the other, we can reach our maximum strength because each arm is equally balanced. And so you can increase your resistance to make it as heavy as you'd like to be. All the way through, all the way through. Another really fun thing is you can do it through almost an unlimited range of movement. So if you want to, you can pull all the way around in a big circle, all the way around, and maybe switch sides and flip the script and go the opposite direction. So this is what isokinetics allows you to do. We'll press in, come up over the top, and all the way down underneath, pressing one leg into the other. And let's come up right there in the middle and reach high, reach back. We're at about the 13, almost 14 minute mark. We're gonna take a minute to cool it down. Come all the way across and breathe. I want you to be really conscious of allowing energy to flow through your fingers, pressing your feet into the ground, reaching up overhead, bringing it down. Okay, we're nice and gentle, breathing. I want your breath to come all the way back. So you'll notice that we can do movements that look very similar, and we can change the resistance at any moment from being very significant to almost non-existent. Another of the big benefits is because our movements are slow and because we don't have any external resistance, incredibly easy to stay safe. There's no momentum, there's no weights to get out of hand. We can move it through, up and again. Thank you for being with me. Again, 15 minutes a day, and you can work on every aspect of your fitness. Peace out, I'll see you soon. If you enjoy it, subscribe to the site.